In Golden Gate Highlands, we have found a place called Basotho Village. We just went to reception to see what is there to do, and they do offer a culture tour where they would tell us more about how the Sothos living and their cultural instruments. So let's go and have a look. The tour starts in 5 minutes from now. I think this should be interesting. So here we headed to the courtyard of the chief to go and ask him permission to visit his village. So we spoke to the chief's advisor. We were allowed in and were offered their traditional beer made from the plants called soga. It had a funny taste, but it was really not bad.
So
this is the traditional beer.
Before we have modernized clothes that we are wearing today, we normally utilize the skins of animals. The one from the chief is unique blanket.
After our visit with the chief, we headed forward to the traditional healer. Cassandra took the bones, blew on them, threw them on the mat. And obviously through the ancestors, there is a story to tell on the bones. However, this was only a demonstration and no story was forwarded to us on this throw. We got the opportunity to enter the chief's house. Alright, so if you've seen that the entrance is quite low, it's not because they were short people. It was because they could be ready behind those walls should the enemy come in. So the enemy had to bend forward to go in, and by this time a knopkiri was already in hand. Anyway, so if you see the skin on the floor, that was the chief's bed, and all this things on the wall was the weapons that was used, either for the enemy and or hunting. At the age of about 3 or 4 years old, you would get this first skirt, which will cover your front parts. This your parents made or your mother made out of a plant called botterbloem. At the age of 16, you would get your second skirt. Here your parents would start arranging a marriage for you. You would not have the say in which man you wanted. They have the say. Anyway, after you were married, you would get the third skirt, which would cover the front part. After all the violence and rapes in the newer days, I'd say, you also were allowed or got a covering for your breasts. In the olden days, you would just keep your breasts open. So you'd get a fourth piece of skin which you'll cover the top part of your body, because now your body is respected or should be respected. What an indescribable tour we have had. We have learned so much. We cannot describe everything on this video. We were greeted with one of their traditional songs and we were on our way out of the village. I'm gonna miss these people, really I am. Anyway, it was time for us to head up the mountains. So we headed up the mountains on the 2 loops that Golden Gate offers us. Here we found a vulture hideout and also some other nice sightings. Not really animals, but at least it was worth the drive. The vulture hide. So there is 2 loops from what I can see on the map that you can drive with the car at Golden Gate Highlands. So the vulture hide is in the smaller loop, which is about 4.2 kilometers long. The other one is about 6.7. Both is so worth it to drive. The vulture hide, I see we've got a little walk ahead of us. So we've parked the car there, and I see it's going up the mountain there. I don't know how far it is. I haven't seen any information of the walk, how far it is, but a walk will do us good. Let's go. So there were no vultures at the hide. However, I felt a bit silly, and I was the vulture. I noticed some bones in the distance, so I had to go and do some investigation. Okay, I have not read this board before I walked out to the site. Do not walk out in front of the hide towards the carcasses. Oops, I didn't read that. Sorry. Anyway, let's move on. So what a fantastic day this was. We came to the end. We headed back to camp to rest for the night. Anyway, on our next video, we will be visiting Clarence, and we'll also go up the mountain on the mushroom walk. If you did enjoy my video, please consider subscribing, and see you on the next one. Cheers.